Welcome back to another attack mission on the easy difficulty. So you can see we're on the map now and looking at the two locations that we've got to take. One is high up on a hill with trenches and such like. The other is on a little bit of raised ground, etc. So I've distributed the first two lots of troops, and I've obviously got quite a few tanks which I'm pushing forward. I'm taking it a bit blasé actually, because you know I've got quite a lot of heavy equipment, quite a lot of good stuff. I will say that even on easy the enemy are quite fierce still, but they don't seem to have the same sort of, I think, strategy, if you like, that a human player would have. Here is the new jumbo tank, I believe. I'm just crushing straight through the building out of line of sight, and I'm aiming towards the first objective. Ploughing on forward with no regard for safety or health. I decided to stop a little way back from the first objective, and you can see it's only 4 minutes in at the moment. Actually, sorry, apologies, this is the jumbo tank, the other one was the Sherman. Tank commander standing outside, sitting outside with the hatch open, having a good view of the area, picking up the sunshine, ready on his 50 cal to take on any enemy. At this point I'm sort of just taking it a little bit easy, just seeing what comes at me from the enemy side and seeing how I will react to that. We've got the regular squad moving up. Pushing another Sherman out to the left. Keep the medics moving forward. We come across some contacts. There's a heavy artillery in the bushes. We found this nice little hill we can perch on. Get a good lot of view all around. Firing at the artillery piece, so you can see there's quite a bit of out there. I have got one call in, which is a medium mortar barrage. You see the enemy are trying to send infantry around the side, and we're dealing with them as such as they do that. We are on high explosive rounds. See, another vehicle decides to pop up. Actually, this central hill is actually really good, a really good position. It kind of covers all the angles. That tank is made short work of by the Sherman. Or that vehicle rather. So things go a bit quiet again as we've dealt with the first bits and pieces that have come at us. Still moving forward, flanking around with the tanks. We've still got one call-in left, stage 1, which has got infantry in it. But I'm holding back on that because I don't even know if I'll need it, but it's possible. Yeah, even though it's on easy, I'm still taking it as if it were hardcore even. On the hardcore playthrough I'm very cautious and I'm being, I would say, 60% cautious here. When I'm pushing tanks forward it's possible that we can hit them. In fact we do right there. But if I'm not mistaken, that's the Jumbo who's been hit, the new tank. Hit again. So I'm trying to reverse him back into that dip to get him out of line of sight. So we retreated those two tanks, knowing that there's quite a bit, there's something quite deadly sitting in the right hand objective. So I get my tank crew to replace the dead tank crew. At this stage I'm thinking maybe I do need some infantry to do some infiltration. So to flank round, and once again I get hit by that artillery piece and I'm immobilised. An armoured car starts coming up the road. And they're still firing at me. I'm basically, tracks have gone. And all sorts are now firing at me. It looks like the armoured car drove straight at me and I shot it, or maybe one of the tanks on the hill shot it, but you can see only one tank crew survived. So he runs round the side of the building to stay out of the way. And you can see the enemy is starting to rush towards me as well. But they're soon pinned back by the group on top of that little hill in the middle. Now I'm looking at other options to run round to the left-hand objective and see what sort of resistance is in that area. I send another 2 tanks to bolster up that tank so we can repair it again. It may have been a gun emplacement on the edge of the hill there, but that's taken out nicely. Just fire a few more rounds to make sure. On high explosive. I send 1 tank crew round to repair the tank. The good thing about that is the friendly side of the tank, so it's a bit of protection while he's repairing it. And of course the blown out armoured car is also preventing line of sight from that field gun. Send 1 soldier forward to do a bit of scouting. It's time to scout the area to see what actually is sitting in that defensive position. I've now pulled in the final group of men, and I'm using my officers now to do some more scouting as well. I've decided that we need to scout the areas a bit before just diving straight in. So even on easy we were picking up some hits on our quite powerful tanks. And rather than just throw it all away and let everything get blown to pieces, I decided to play a bit more strategically and start doing some scouting around the sides. And start seeing more things on the map. You can see both officers are now revealed some enemy to the front of the right hand defensive position. And we kind of know what we're dealing with now. The officer on the left has uncovered a armoured car. right, we are pushing forward to take out whatever it is in the front of that first defensive position, the one nearest us. Another armoured car meets its maker. We decide to reverse the tank back into the little ditch there to get it out of line of sight for the time being. There is a gun in somewhere around there, and I was trying to pierce through the building using armour piercing, but obviously not a good idea. So went to high explosive, didn't really do much. That was with the smaller tank that's sitting on top, the Stuart, that's what it's called. So now we're back in the tank, but it's still got a damaged track, so I have to repair it still to get the track back in action. At least it's able to defend itself at this point in time. It's got 2 crew members inside. So now our commissioner, Mr. Gukazov, is facing towards the enemy and scouting around the back, so I will move him forward more to get a better view of the position. Tank is now back up and running. And I look to hide it behind the building here as I advance forward. And again we take it immediately, and I believe we're disabled, so the only thing we can do is fire through that window. Trying to locate the enemy gun. So now we turn our attention back to the other location on the hill. See, I bring Stuart into action, and all is looking good. an artillery shell, and I believe a anti-tank grenade. And the Stuart is completely demolished. So we can see it's still not safe in that area. I decided to advance the jumbo in behind the trees to see what I can see. Begin to reveal the last few remnants that are holding out in this area. Jumbo's making short work of them. Sight, shooting everything with its machine gun. We're on high explosive. I'm still being cautious, hiding behind this building. Quite a tough building actually, I can demolish it. The tank. Decided to blow the shed up to get a better line of sight in front. I'm quite happy sitting there capping the point. So now I just want to make sure there's nothing, no guns lurking in the back. So I'm going to send the scout around the back to see what he can see around there. Here we can see an enemy has tried to run up to our tank. You never know if they've got an anti-tank grenade on them. But he was swiftly dealt with also. So I'm sending a troop of men round to the other objective to flank around the back. I've also sent a tank scout. Now we've just come across a field gun, quite a big one, that has taken out the tank. Not completely taking it out, but and where I'm sat in this dip I can't see it. So my idea is to edge forward. As I even edge just a little bit forward, it's completely taken out. So I know there's a big gun on that road now. So I take a group of men and I'm going to go around the back to see if I can take the gun out. I did briefly check that they had AT grenades on them and such like. So now we've got a disabled tank sitting in the river, and we've got a gun sitting just ahead of it. We've got the other Sherman sitting on top of the hill. And the jumbo capping the point at the moment. So I'm pressing forward with the other Commissar, Mr. Kovalenko, who is going to see if he can spot any mischievous artillery or other things in the background, which I like to do, have an artillery gun sat at the back somewhere. I spot some activity on top of the hill and blow it up. And then I decide to push forward with the Sherman after blowing it. It doesn't look like to me that there's a lot of equipment up on that hill. Again, I'm pushing quicker because I want this battle over really, but ideally I may bombard that hill or send a scout to see what could be there. But you can never really tell 100% because they could be hiding in the trenches, in the buildings. A good bombardment would do the trick. I've not used my medium mortar barrage, I've left it unused. So I get to the top of the hill. And because I'm not in direct control, I'm sort of starting to move the wrong direction. We get a anti-tank grenade thrown at us. The tank crew jump out right in the middle of the enemy. But amazingly, they manage to run down the hill somewhat, fall to prone, turn around and take out the chasing enemy. Then we jump in the trench after a bit of pathing, and we just cap the point, or we start capping the point rather. So the heroic tank crew jumped into the point. Now we have the jumbo. It's going to move forward. And the battle is won. Lost 17 men. Killed 140. So we ended it on 4 research, 1,100 ammunition, 1313 coin. We got 313 payback. And let's see what we looted. We've got a lot of stuff, haven't we? We got this 15 centimeter SFH 18. A bit of a beast there. Taken out by our brave soldiers. We have this, which no use. This no use. This one, oh, we had that from the previous one. This no real use, I don't think. No use. Dismiss. Conscript rifles, didn't lose anybody. Maybe +1 man though. Didn't lose anybody, it looks like. Regular squad, didn't lose anybody. They didn't even get involved in the fight. Nor did the flames, I don't think. Commissar did alright. And the other commissar did alright. Medics didn't have to heal anyone. Tank crew lost a man, and we lost the tank crew. Interestingly, if we had 2 tank crews, that is. Is anything on steam? There's that guy. The regular squad didn't lose anyone. Radar. Sherman lost the entire tank crew. He lost 3 of his tank crew, so they actually did come under some fire. Stuart done alright. This guy lost 1. And these lost 4. So even though they are powerful tanks, they still lost a lot. And resupply all. I think we'll try and unlock level 4, possibly, if we can, but we can't at this stage. We could spec into stronger infantry, that was in the British tree, which is right at the bottom. So what have we got? Commandos, that'd be quite nice, wouldn't it? Paratroopers. SAS team. Give me some of that. SAS team. So look at SAS. Oh, here's the SAS team. 600 strength. Paratroopers. Also 600. SAS. We'll have 1 SAS, 1 paratrooper. Okay, defense mission coming up. So we want our 80 miners, wherever they are. And this was the final setup. 3 AT miners, you can see there. So thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.